Hello, customer service specialist, and welcome back to Supermarket Simulator. So, first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go in and deal with pricing. I love this feature in the game now where we have this. So, the price here on this product has gone down. We can see that. We can just adjust it here on the screen. Don't have to try to memorize the things as they pop up. So, this has gone up. There we are. I have really thought about just rounding products to the nearest price. But, I think I'll leave them for now. Since I'm not doing the checking out and stuff, not a huge deal. I can just leave them and let my cashiers and stuff take care of it that way. So, everything's good there. I have sort of made a decision. I think what I'm going to do, at least for the time being, is I'm going to get this section opened up. We're going to move these shelves back. We're going to get another license in to fill that area. And I sort of know which license I want already. I want this one. I actually do want the next one in line because I'm wanting the different meats and the sushi and such. So we're going to get that one in. And then once that section's opened up, I think I'm going to sort of end my playthrough of Supermarket Sim for the time being. I just actually literally got done playing TCG Card Shop Sim a few moments ago. And there's a difference between the two games to me, and I'm not just talking about the gameplay, but actually the feeling of playing the two games. I enjoy a lot more playing TCG than I do this game. And it's not a knock on this game per se, it's just a personal feeling. And since the games are somewhat similar, I'm going to listen to what I'm sort of wanting and I'm going to go play that one more and just sort of put this one on the back burner for the time being. Now, that is not to say that the game's going away from the channel, especially when there are updates and stuff. I will bring those to the channel, as I will with pretty much every game I've covered on the channel. But it's just one of those that for now, I don't really feel like having two sort of store games going on at the same time on the channel. And with this one, there's a lot less that I'm doing. I'm basically just putting in the orders and then making sure that the shelves are filled back here and my guys are taking care of the stuff. And it gets a little bit boring that way. I mean, it just does. There's not much I can say about that. So I'm going to, as I said, we'll play through for several more episodes still. It's not going to be a today kind of thing where this ends. Uh, but it is going to be in the fairly near future. I want to say probably 3 or 4 episodes. And I'll sort of be ending this particular series for the time being. Now, with that being said, I'm going to probably play through those episodes tonight because it's my night off of work. So I'll get through all of them in one night. But for you guys, it'll come out over several weeks' time still. So if you are enjoying the series, definitely you still have some to enjoy. And as I said, we will still come back to the game when there are updates. I know they do plan on several updates for the game, and I will cover those when they come out. I think my biggest thing on this particular game where I have enjoyed uh, TCG a bit more is that with TCG, there's just the other things for me to be doing, such as opening card packs, such as trading with customers, things of that nature. And it's those little things that just sort of take up your time and make the day sort of seem to fly. And that's something I just don't feel here, and something I do want. So, yeah, that's just my stance on it. It's not a knock on this game at all. The game overall has been a really good game. And I do recommend it. It's not a very expensive game by any means. So if the game looks fun to you and it's the kind of thing that you would enjoy, I definitely say it is a good game. There is nothing wrong with it in that aspect. It's just for me personally, it is similar enough to TCG Card Shop Simulator that I'm seeing those similarities, and I'm sort of wanting to make a choice between the two because I don't want to get burned out on just the running a store simulator type of game overall. So with that, I'm going to choose TCG for myself for the time being. That also isn't to say that once TCG is done, that I'm going to be done with simulators by any means either. I already have some other simulators I know I want to put on the channel that will be coming out as well. And if I ever get to a point where I sort of don't have another simulator that I'm wanting to be playing, there is a real chance that I will come back to this one. Because I'm leaving it at a point where the store is functioning, we're at a good profit level, but I can always do more, and I definitely like having it that way. Um, as I said, this is sort of exactly how I want the store to be running. I want it so that pretty much at the beginning of the day, I order products, we go ahead and bring them in, we fill up the back room, get that all taken care of, and that way, when the day is actually going on, my guys can just be putting the products out on the shelves as need be. And yeah, so I mean, I really feel like the store is exactly where I want it to be. It's just now a matter of continuing to expand. And that's where, as I said, we will expand into that next section, and we will be getting the sushi and stuff in. Because for me, that's going to be an interesting one. I'm actually looking forward to that, and that's one thing that's sort of motivating me to keep going in the game right now, is I'm looking forward to getting that particular product group in. I think it's the one that intrigues me the most out of all the ones that are left in game. The only other one that I'm sort of interested in is going to be alcohol after that. That could be very interesting. And probably if I return to the game in the future, that would be the one I would focus on next. The odd thing is, from playthroughs I've seen with other people, alcohol doesn't sell nearly that well. You would think that it would actually be a big profit for you, but really things like the whiskey has a fairly low profit margin, so you're not making a ton of money with it. It's sort of odd. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. So, main plan for right now is to start saving up money so we can get that expansion. I believe we need 6,500 for that. 6,700, excuse me. So, we're going to need that money. We will get that as soon as we can. First, let's get all these boxes moved in here, and I'll purchase any other small items that I might have missed. They were sort of working some freight out, and I didn't want to over purchase for areas. So we will adjust as need be. All right. Let's go ahead and open the store up. I need another one of that, another one of that. Ooh. Definitely those. Another one of that. Two more of those. Another one of that. And that. And that. So we'll get those as well. You know, I think on those items, I'm going to just fill up that shelf. On these ones that I know are going to sell well. Alright, so there we go. That's what I'm going to purchase next. I'll get that. Then we'll be done with purchasing items for right now. I did get all the toilet paper in, correct? Looks like we could actually use another one. So we'll get that. But yeah, I love the fact that we're now at the point where we can order at the beginning of the day and we're good for the entire day. But as I said, you see here, it's the thing for me is here I am just sort of sitting in a corner with not a whole lot to do. I can talk to you guys and stuff, which is great. I definitely don't mind doing that. And it's part of the whole reason I have a channel is to be able to talk with you guys and such. But it's not the entertaining gaming experience that some other games are. I love the fact that on some other games, like TCG, I can be talking to you guys, but at the same time, I'm also having to do card deals or opening card packs or, checking on stock that I need to order more of. All those kind of things. I will say this shop is further along than TCG's because in TCG's, I still need to get my warehouse in order. Right now, it's not really there at all, and I completely recognize that. Here, I do feel like my warehouse is what I need it to be for the products that we have on the shelf. One update I would love to see for this game is I feel like you do need some kind of cold storage for the warehouse. You should probably have a refrigeration center as well as a frozen section. And I mean, they could put those just over in this area or, something of that nature. But just have two areas because, like, having the eggs, for example, sitting on this bottom shelf here makes absolutely no sense. They recognize the fact that we need them to be in the cooler here, which is correct, but they don't recognize it on the shelves in the back, and that would just not work for health practices at all. Um, so that's a little thing. Now, I will say, like the soda or the bottled water and stuff, yeah, you could have those in the back room just sitting on the floor, and then put them into the coolers when they get out to the floor. After an hour or two, they'll be cooled down. It's perfectly fine. But like the juices, the eggs, especially the milk, especially all those items should be stored in a cool place or a frozen place, depending on what the product is, throughout the day. And yeah, as somebody who works in retail, not real estate, but retail, I will tell you, if they were not stored in a proper environment, they'd have to be thrown out. I have seen it before in a business where a pallet with meats on it wasn't stored properly, and in the end, the entire pallet had to be thrown out. And you're talking thousands of dollars of product that has to be just removed because the temperatures were not correct on it. And I mean, it's a terrible thing for the business. Even if it's a big business, that's still a chunk of money there. But it's a good thing at the same time because the customer safety is paramount. We have to care about the customers and their health and such. And just leaving things laying out on the back shelves in the heat is not a good idea. At the same time, they can't really say, oh, the back room is just always cool and stuff. Some of these items would need refrigerate, like serious freezers and stuff. Say the chicken over in that corner. That would need to be in a freezer, not just in refrigeration. Otherwise, it would still have the chance of not being okay for customers to ingest. And at the same time, there are other products here that if they were in a cool environment, they'd go bad. Some of the chemical products, if they were kept at certain temperatures and stuff, would no longer work properly. So it doesn't work in that aspect. It's a minor thing, I know. I'm being a little bit nitpicky, but I'm just saying maybe that's an update that really should come to this game, would be to have a backroom freezer and cooler. Just sort of walk-in types where those boxes would be stored. And you could expand them as you wanted depending on which items you had licenses for. I think that would be fun, and it would add to the realism of the game. And again, it would give a bit more for somebody like myself to be doing. Instead of just taking boxes off the street here, I would have to make sure that I was managing the freezer and stuff. I think that they are going to be doing some good things that are going to add to the things that you have to do in this game, which may bring me back to the game fully. Because they have talked about bringing shoplifting into the game. So how they do that mechanic could be something that's really entertaining and engaging for the game, and something that keeps me busy. They also are planning on having items that have expiration dates on them. Maybe that's something that I also have to do. Maybe throughout the day I have to check the expiration dates and throw products that have reached those expiration dates. Or maybe they'll have the ability with expiration date type materials that you can get it where you will have like sales, clearance sales and such. I know a lot of stores like Target and Walmart do that, where if you have a product that's maybe a week out from its expiration date, instead of just letting it go bad and then having to throw it away, they'll reduce the price on it so people feel like they're getting a deal, and at the same time the store didn't lose all their money on the particular product. Again, those type of things would add to the realism of the game, and at the same time make it that little bit more entertaining, because you'd have more things you have to do. Alright, well, I'm getting all this stuff put into the back room. My guys are just working away and such, so that's, as I said, I mean, this is just sort of the standard of the way that this seems to operate. So, everything's going well there. We have not earned enough money yet by any means for that expansion, but I hope with our 3 days that we're going to be playing through today, we will get to that point. Um, I think that's one of the other negatives for me in this game is it just seems like it is a bit of a grind to get the money you need. In TCG, you always have those random exceptions that will happen. You'll find a card that's worth $1,000 suddenly, and so you'll sell it, and suddenly you'll jump up in profit and such. And you have those big differences. Realistically, here, everything you have maybe a $3 profit margin on, no matter what the size of the item is. You can mark it up roughly $3 in profit, and that's about it. And so, even though you're selling a bunch of items, you don't get that big of a profit out of it. We can see that over here. I mean, if you look at the numbers here, all right, the Lepsid oil is at a big profit at 371, but we have other ones that are $1, $1, $2, $2. Here we have the powdered sugar is actually at $4.63. It's possibly one of the best items in the store because all these are $2. Oh, here we've got this milk. I love having this milk. $6.54 in profit. That's a big one there. That's something that's good. The dishwasher tablet, $7. So we definitely always want to make sure we have those in stock. Toilet paper is $5. So as I said, it's one of those that you can look here. I love that they have this pricing thing because it does sort of give you an idea of which items you need to ensure you're always keeping a grasp on so that you have them available for the customers. Like I'm checking my potatoes and I'm checking the chicken because even though we're at the end of the day, I want to make sure we still had enough for the last few customers coming in because those things are going to be important. So once the last customers leave, we'll move over to the next day and we'll continue on. Alright, we had 3 products drop in price, not exactly good. We'll head over here and deal with the pricings. Alright, so this one went down to $1.55. Yeah, we're making 77 cents profit only on the yogurt. That is not exactly a great deal for us. You're not going to stay in business making that kind of profit, considering that I have to pay $500 plus for my employees. So it's not like I have that great of a turnaround as it is. $2.20 now in profit for the tea. So that's not great either. Now I know there were 3 products, so those are the first 2. Where's the third one? Third one is the pizzas here. And we're now making $1.38 in profit on that. Yeah, you're not gonna make a fortune when the price margins are this small. So things I know I'm gonna need are gonna be 2 more of the chicken and 5 of the potato. Actually, let's make it let's make it 6 of the potato. And then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. Those items just sell so fast. Alright, let's get this stuff in first. We can start working this over to where it needs to be, and we can have the guys continue stocking out the other freight. I am curious, though, once we get this sort of stocked and such, where we're going to be financially, because it's really going to sort of tell us how much money we're actually making. I mean, I am having the back room be nice and full now, which is a good thing. And we have paid off the loans and stuff, so we are doing better than we were. But I still have a feeling we're only making maybe $2,000 in profit per day, if that. And so when you figure you got 6,700 just for that expansion, it's going to take a little bit. It's going to take 3 full days or more. So that's not a great situation, but it is the way it is. And I mean, the fact of the matter is, even having the three stalkers, they're not truly keeping up. I mean, we're closed right now, and they're still having to stock product because we're behind. So it's not just that we needed to order more. Yeah, the potatoes we needed to order more, but that's pretty much the only product that we didn't have on the shelves back here. They just don't have the amount of time in the day, or they don't move fast enough to be able to get all the products out on the shelves. And I definitely don't want to spend money on boosting them. I do like the boosting, but not going to spend money on that. I really just sort of wish that they would make the update where the guys would move a little bit faster as it is. Now, I will say, these stalkers do work faster than the ones in TCG, but it seems like because, well, and I mean, maybe it's one of those that when I get more products in TCG, I'll feel the same way there as I do here, where it's just sort of frustrating how they don't move fast enough. But there, it seems like the two stalkers I have are doing well enough for me. So, I don't know. As I said, I guess we'll have to see. And I'm still going to have to order again because of the fact that I don't know on a lot of these items that they're still working what I'm going to need to order. I can put all these items that I knew I was going to need to order, like the potatoes and the toilet paper and stuff, away. But the other items, gotta see what they still have going on. They're still coming through with arms empty, meaning they're still stocking new freight out there. Let me go ahead and put this one here. Oh, that one's already been used. Alright. Well, let me go ahead and just put this box right there. Alright, and as I said, I really don't want to get a bunch of other products ordered right now because I don't know what exactly they're going to use and such still. Definitely looks like I need to order at least a couple more of those. You know what? I'll order 5 of them. If we have to, we'll put some over there. That's fine on that. We'll order one more of each of these. Looks like we'll need 2 boxes of that. We'll need another box of this. Box of that. Box of that. Are they done? Oh yeah, they're done. Alright, so perfect. So now I can really order and not have to worry too much about what they're going to take off the shelves. Definitely seems like I have a lot to order though. Okay, so of the money we had, we're only at $651 here. So, not great. Alright, guys, go ahead and start. Wait, this one has to actually be stocked still? Oh, we were that short on bread. I see. Alright, well, let's get all this put into the back here. Now, the store is fully stocked, so really the next day is going to be the biggest determiner to me because I feel good about where we are stock-wise. So, whatever we earn today, I'm not spending any money today. Then whatever we earn, we will just simply subtract the amount we have to spend tomorrow to restock from it and see where it leaves us, how much we've actually earned in the day, plus minus the 650 that we are starting the day with. That's where we'll be at, and we'll see how that goes. This one's going to be over there. Also, before we open, make sure that I don't need to buy anything else. It's like, it looks like I might need to buy another salt thing right there. I'm missing one. So, we'll put everything away though first because I might just be missing it somewhere where it should be on the shelf. Alright, definitely am missing a few items still. Alright, we did get the salt. So we're good on that. Oh wait, no we aren't missing an item. I had put one up there that I should have put down there. Excuse me. Alright, so we're good. We can open the store. We're at $651. So now, whatever we make in the day is what we make in the day. That's just the way it is. And we definitely can look at the profit and loss margin at the end of the day. We should be in the green, definitely. I'm hoping to be in the green by like 3K at least. But I guess we'll see. Hey, we're actually having our first sale before really late in the day. He's buying some of our most expensive items too with the highest profit margins. So perfect. That's always a nice to start off the day with $48 sale. And as I said, right now it's all about being able to knock down those walls and get it where we can then expand into that area. That way we can get, I mean, the actual license itself won't be that bad. It'll only take us a day or two to get that because that'll get us the equipment we need for it and the license and the products. So we should be good on that. I'm not too worried. It's really just a matter of getting to that point, getting that wall knocked down because the 6700 is going to be the bigger portion there. So we shall see how this goes. Also, I'm curious if we're going to start getting more customers in because I think at the around the store level 41, you're supposed to have another increase in customers that happens because you're basically becoming that popular. But I'm not sure if that's the case or not. Maybe I need to get the next set of products before that'll happen. I guess we'll have to see where it goes. As I said though, this is sort of where the game to me I think does need to end for my channel because really the store is functioning properly now. This is the way I want it to be functioning. And I will tell you, if I was actually the general manager of the store, I might help some customers out and such. But realistically, I'd probably have an office somewhere that I was just sitting in, um, not doing a whole lot because there's not that much for me to do when the store is running properly. The whole thing is ensuring that your store is running properly. You need to, for one, make sure that your associates are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then to a point staying out of their way. You can stand where I am here, this is perfectly fine, and observe, but you don't want to be interfering in them actually doing their job because then you're just more of a nuisance than you are a help. So the stalkers are doing fine. I don't need to be helping them. We've got everything in the back room, so I don't need to be ordering and getting more products sort of confused with what they're doing right now. So this is the way that I would want my store to run when it is able to be done. We're sort of just treating the time before the store opens almost like it's a overnight shift for the stalkers and such, where we bring in all the new products. It is the one thing. It is another thing in the game I do almost wish they would do is I wish you were able to purchase products after hours. Um, because of the fact, and that's one thing in TCG, you are able to do that. Because the reality is, for most major stores and such, they actually get their shipments either in after hours or at least they work them after hours. So in either case, I mean, they are definitely not against having a truck come in at 2 in the morning or something like that. I have helped to unload plenty of those myself, so I can speak from experience on it. And it's one of those things you do that because of the fact that way you don't have the customers in the way of it. The way the game sort of handles it is the day doesn't start till you click that open sign. So that works and it's perfectly fine, but it would almost be better that that should be almost done at nighttime, is really when that would occur. So you should have that ability before you start the next day to sort of take care of all that. Purchase your new items, get the shelves all set and such. That way, when the new day starts, you change your prices as need be based on the market trends, and then you simply open the doors. It also wouldn't be a bad, well, it would be realistic, I will say, if the game had it where you could just have the computer automatically set the prices based on market for the next day. And you could do something where you could say, mark every item up by 10%, round the items to the nearest dollar like it does in TCG, or simply set it at market price. Any of those would work perfectly fine. Um, and that is something that definitely happens with your major stores and such. Um, Target, Walmart, and all these different stores, I can tell you, have a computer system where somebody is sitting in their main office, uh, and they might not even be sitting there all the time. It may be a computer program they've created that's sitting there doing it. But what will happen is that the system will update the prices based on the market and such on a daily basis, and it will just change it in the computer system itself. It will then send out a thing to the people in the store if they need to change price tags and such. So I guess maybe that's what this part is emulating, is that maybe when I get those numbers at the beginning of the day, that's really the corporate office telling me what I need to do as far as adjusting my prices. Though the idea of Raymart having a corporate office is rather hilarious. But perhaps that's what they're doing. Now, I will say, it would be more realistic if it sort of was done by the computer, or you could have it done by the computer. On the other hand, I think that would be a bad thing for the game. Because realistically, the game doesn't have me doing enough as it is. So it is better that I at least do have to change those prices and stuff. It adds at least one more thing that I'm doing in game. So yeah, I don't want them to take that away. But I will say, I believe, and I don't work for Target, so I cannot say anything about it, but I believe I saw somewhere in an article that Target was looking at some new signage for products, that it was going to basically be a digital thing instead of just like a little sticker in front of the product that said the price and such. And so that way it could just automatically update with the computer system. I really think personally that's a great idea. I think it would be very, very efficient, and that way you would never have things being sort of at the wrong price tag and such. Because if the company updated the price overall, it would update on the signs in the store, and just it would be something that probably would take the system a decent amount of computing power and maybe 10-15 minutes of time to sort of update the system on a nightly basis. But I think it's a great thing overall. It would really make it so easy because the system would just go ahead and switch prices for the upcoming day based on the market trends. As I said, I haven't seen it myself. We don't have a Target very near us at all, and I generally do find the prices at Target to be a bit on the higher side to me. So I shop more at either local places or the Walmart, Sam's type of places where I think the prices are a bit lower. But perhaps Target has actually brought those into the store. As I said, I think it's a great idea. I think that places like Walmart, Sam's, and all these should definitely follow suit, because it is one of those things that it's just more accurate for the store, which accuracy is a good thing for the customer, and it just benefits everybody overall. That way, the customers know what they're going to pay, they know what they're getting for their money, everybody's happy with it, nobody has any issues, or people feel like that they've been cheated in some way. But alright, we started with $651 and we almost made $4,000 in profit for the day. That's not really great. And I'll show you why here when we start the next day. So we're going to finish the day. The customers were happy. We had 65 of them. So really our total profit was only $1,298 because we had to buy $2,000 worth of supplies. So yeah, our profit is only about 1,300. So when you figure that 6,700 that I'm going to need to open up that next wall, it's going to take a few days time. And the next day we have it where another one of the products has gone down in price, which is not helping me. 432. So my profit went from $2.57 to $1.49. That is definitely not good. We've got sort of the Bidenomics there are working on our store, and not in a good way. So alright, let's see where we are with some of these products here. Do we need more potatoes on the shelf? No, the shelf is full. Alright. So really, I'm going to let these guys actually just get everything stocked up before we do the ordering and such. Really, as long as the video has been, I'm thinking we might just go back to being 2 days that we do things in. And I really am, as much as I hate to say it, toying with the idea of somehow cutting a corner so that I can get that upgrade done. And one of the ways I'm thinking of doing it is not filling up my shelves for one day back here. So possibly in the next video we might do that, where I go ahead and cut the corner. I don't want to take out a loan because the loans just are not a good thing overall in the game. They really hurt you financially. But I might cut the corner of not buying products for one day or something in order to hopefully get the money I need to open up that wall. So we'll see what I do with that. We'll see how that goes. For now, though, I'm going to let my stockers continue restocking. In the next episode, we'll see if I feel I need to buy a bunch of things in order to get them on the shelves, or if I feel like I can just go ahead and cut the corner for a day or two in order to get that money up so we can get that expansion done. If you enjoyed this episode, though, and sort of me peeling back the mask of how the retail industry does things a bit, please go ahead and click that like button. If you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I hope to see you back for more of Supermarket Simulator.